Hi guys, it's Natalie, the Ginger Quilter. Today we are going to fold some papers and answer some of your questions that you guys have submitted. So these are my papers that go every month in the Ginger Quilter box that is shipping out hopefully this weekend. And so I have to fold all of these. So I thought this is a good chance for you guys to ask, do like an Ask Me Anything. There we go. On Instagram stories, and I think it went over to Facebook too, I had you guys submit some questions. And if you wanted me to answer those, and you guys had some good ones. Some I would not have thought about. So yeah, if I keep looking down, it's because I'm folding papers. So we're going to chat today about quilting, everything. We're going to have a good time. So, okay. Let's jump right in. Oh, and if you have questions, go ahead and pop those in the chat. You can still submit questions, and I will try and answer all the questions that come in. So, okay. First question is, what kind of themes can we expect in upcoming boxes? And this is, I assume, for the Ginger Quilter box. So every month, the Ginger Quilter box has a theme. The theme for this upcoming month, the one that's shipping out this weekend, I have alluded to several times, but I'll just tell you outright. The theme is Paris and bows. If that, you can kind of imagine an aesthetic where bows and Paris go together, right? So I always make the colors to match the colors on your letter to match the colors of the box. So if that helps you at all. So that is what we've got coming up in March. April, I have a really exciting box also. You guys, I've told you that I've been playing with printing my own fabric or having my own fabric printed and curating my own collections to put in these boxes. And that's one of the big draws of the floral mega box, which we can talk about too. But for the April box, I am also putting an exclusive fabric printed for the box to go with the pattern there. And I will tell you the theme is cherries. Last year, we did a lemon theme box in 2024. And I think that was probably my most popular box, maybe ever. Everybody loved the lemon box. I can see my table runner that I made. It's over in a box over there. For the lemon box. And so I thought we would like ride the high of fruit themed boxes and try a cherry box. And I am really excited for the cherry box. That's coming in April. So if you love cherries, make sure you subscribe to grab that one. And beyond that, I have ideas and I kind of have some like rough things planned out, but I don't have anything committed yet. So like themes that I've wanted to do are, I think it would be really fun to do a cat theme box. I've never done one. I've kind of toyed with it. And I even told my audience, you guys, that one time I thought it'd be really fun to do a cat theme box. But like not everybody loves cats. And so I've been nervous to do it. But people that love cats are like cat crazy, right? And so I'm like, oh, what about the people that don't like cats? But you can't please everyone anyway. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Should I do a cat themed box? And then we've done a lot of pink this year so far, which I love. Clearly that's why I do it. So I'll probably try and stay away from pink for several months, just so that you guys have the right variety of colors. I don't want to overwhelm you with pink. So I felt like an all gold box would be kind of fun. Obviously, I can't give you like pure gold fabric or anything, but we could do like metallics, like an all metallics box, or twinkles, stars, glitter. Oh gosh, glitter. What could we do that could be a fun glitter themed box? Anyway, okay, so those are some of the themes that I have in this noggin of mine. If you have other suggestions, tell me in the comments. I want to know, because this is ultimately for you guys. So tell me what themes you want to see in the Ginger Quilter box. Okay, so I wrote down the questions that were submitted before so that I wouldn't have to thumb through my phone. How many patterns have you designed? That is a great question. I think the first pattern I designed was in May of 2013. That was the Happy Camper bag. And I designed that with a lot of help from my sister, Holly. She helped me a lot with the the concept of it, and then I had help writing it, and I love that pattern. That is consistently my best-selling pattern on Etsy. I do list my patterns on Etsy because I think they're easier to find for people that aren't specifically looking for my patterns. And the Happy Camper Duffel is for sure the best-selling pattern on Etsy. So other patterns I've written, I think maybe I'm up to 12, maybe. I used to write patterns every month for the Scrappy Society, and I really enjoyed doing that. The Scrappy Society is dissolved. We decided to dissolve it so we could focus on some of the other projects we've got going on, like the mega boxes and just the monthly Ginger Quilter Box. But I still have all those patterns that I wrote for the Scrappy Society, and I do sell them on my website. But I love designing. I'm still designing patterns behind the scenes. Like last night, I was in bed designing a pattern. So I use EQ8 as a design software. I would love to be better with Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop, but I'm just not there yet. So EQ8 is a perfect software for me. Cynthia says glitter is always good. I love it. Yeah, or gold and glitter is always good. That's probably what you meant. Yes, those would be really fun themes. So yeah, I'm guessing maybe I'm up to 12 patterns that I've designed, and I did find one that I completely forgotten about that I'd written and finished, and it was in my computer that I have never posted. So I should probably do that, huh? Okay. Can we see a tease of the floral box? Yes. So I've talked about it a lot. The Floral Frenzy box is our spring mega box, and that is coming. It's going to be shipping in April, but we are pre-selling now so that you can reserve your box and make sure that you get it. So I've teased lots of the fabrics that are coming. This is the one where we're doing a whole new collection of fabric printed exclusively for this box. Lots of florals, Floral Frenzy, that's the theme. So because I saw these questions beforehand, I printed a picture of what the box is going to look like. There probably is a way that I can like show you a picture, like swipe to a picture on my phone, but I'm not techie enough to do that. So I printed a picture. I'm low tech over here. So I will show you the design of the box. They're not printed yet. They're getting there. But I'm really excited. This box design was inspired by a pillow I saw online that was just a really pretty throw pillow. And I loved it so much. I have bought the pillow, but it's not here yet. And then I showed this to my graphic designer and was like, I want this kind of a design. So she took it and ran with it. And of course, she's like crazy talented. Nicole with Inkling Design Co. has a gift. But so let me show you. And this is going to look baby blue on the screen. It's more of an aqua blue. So it's hard for me to show you and see. So there's flowers. We've kind of got this like circly, globy type design that goes, and then the flowers go in those. But if you look close, you've got some like a pin cushion here, and we've got some thread, more thread. What other designs? Oh, here's a bobbin. So we've got like flowers and quilt patterns like mixed together, and I love it. I think it's so cute. This is going to be an amazing box. I did bring one of the Halloween boxes to show you what the beautiful printed boxes will look like. So this is another one that Nicole designed for us. This was the Halloween box, which we are doing again this year, but I'm just showing you like how big these boxes are. Really big, they're full of fabric, full of goodies. And this is our normal Ginger Quilter box to show you. This is a much bigger box. And so if you want to get in on the floral box, not the Halloween box, we're not doing Halloween yet, but if you want to do the floral box, make sure that you go ahead and purchase that now so that you can reserve your spot. I don't want those to run out. And I should have grabbed the link. I didn't grab it, but just go, if you Google Floral Frenzy Box Ginger Quilter, it will come up, and there's tons of links in my socials, and I will post it in here when I'm done talking to you guys. I could take the time to like type out the HTTP whatever, but that would probably be kind of annoying to watch. So just go on my website, search Floral Frenzy Box, or Google it. It'll come right up. So let's see. That was our tease for the Floral Frenzy Box. Was the box itself is so pretty. I can't wait to see it printed. Let's see. So on that same vein, we got a question that was, now that you are doing mega boxes, are the monthly boxes going away? No, they're not. The big boxes, the mega boxes, are just more of a supplement. They're bigger, obviously, so it's really fun to be able to put in a bigger quilt, more fabric, more goodies, bigger products, more premium type things. The Ginger Quilter Box, the monthly box, is not going anywhere. That is your like monthly reminder to sew the small bite-sized projects, small quilt, pillow, table runner, those type of things that I think are really important to keep you sewing, keep you finishing, and keep you motivated to keep quilting. So the monthly boxes are not going anywhere. Join at gingerquilterbox.com. We'd love to have you. Let's see. Okay. Another question. Do you still like quilting now that it's your job? That is a great question. Yes, I love quilting still. Of course, I do still feel like a lot of the quilting I do now is for my job, whether it's sewing samples of the Ginger Quilter Box products or testing out patterns that I like, or testing out my own patterns, or creating content for YouTube or Facebook. I do a lot of sewing for work. I do a lot of quilting for work. But I do still try to keep a project always that's just for me. So right now I'm working on the Sewology Block of the Month pattern by Pen and Paper. And if we were inside, I could show you my progress on that. But it's a really cute Pen and Paper Designs always has the best patterns. She's incredibly talented. And she has a block of the month that has like a sewing machine block and a ruler block and a pin cushion block, and so cute. So I want to finish that. I've had that fabric purchased for like 2 or 3 years. And so I said, this year I'm doing it. I'm going to finish this. And I'm probably 2/3 of the way through the top, which is a lot of fun. So I want to finish that and hang that in my quilt room. I've had, for a long time, I've been hanging the Tilda embroidery flower, like pixelated flower quilt in my quilting room, which I still love, but I just want to be able to switch it up. So I want the Sewology quilt to be in there. So that's what I do just for myself. And I still enjoy doing that. Usually I do that on like Sunday nights. I make sure I'm sewing just for myself so that I am not making it just the slog of work. Not that my work is a slog. I love what I do, but you know, you have to maintain the balance, right? I need to make sure that I'm still quilting because I love it, so I can genuinely still love what I do, right? And I think it makes me a better quilter, obviously, to pursue the passion that got me started here in the first place. So yes, I still love quilting, even though it's my job. And what's the story behind the picture that you posted of you and your friend when you were 17? That was a funny question that came up. So just yesterday, it should still be in my stories. I posted a picture. It was like one of those Instagram story things. It's like, post a picture of your dog or post the first picture in your reel, no cheating. And it was post a picture of you when you were 17. And I was 17 when I graduated high school. So I knew, I just like knew exactly when I could scroll back to. So it was right around the time I graduated high school. That friend there, her name is Emma. She is still one of my closest friends. And by some stroke of God's hand, we live very close to each other. So I grew up in Colorado, in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. And then after high school, my parents moved away to Oklahoma, and I went to school in Utah at BYU. And so Emma, my friend from Colorado that I grew up with, she, our paths parted for several years. And then by some stroke of divine intervention, she ended up moving to Utah around the same time I ended up back in Utah. And so she lives like 40 minutes away from me. So we go to lunch every month or so. You probably don't need to know where we go to lunch, but the point is that she and I are still great friends. So that picture is of she and I right after high school graduation, like in that summer after high school. And one of the things, we were like true 90s kids, 90s, 2000 millennial kids. And we loved Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century, when we were young teenagers or tweens or whatever age we were. And we also loved dressing up, being crazy. So one time, I'm sure it was just she and I, we were like having a sleepover or something, because that's what we did during the summers. We just like traded off, which house we were going to sleep at. So we got all dressed up, did our hair in crazy buns, and took pictures. We probably went to the grocery store or something, and in these crazy outfits, but we were supposed to be dressed up like Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century, which if you're a millennial, you 100% know what that is. If you don't, because you're too young, that is so sad. Please go look it up for some good old millennial cringe. And then if you're too old, that's okay. It was just a doofy movie on the Disney Channel that we really loved. So that was the story of me and Emma being dorks while we took pictures. And that was the story of me in that one. So, okay, I've just got a couple more questions. And feel free, if you're watching, pop some questions in the feed for me. How long have you been sewing? I've been sewing. The first time I ever sewed was, I guess I don't know like exactly when, but I grew up with a mom who sewed a little. She had a sewing machine. My grandma was a huge quilter always. And so for when we were kids, we had these projects. Always in the summer, my mom didn't want us to sit around and be bums. So she would say, well, what do you want to work on this summer? And oftentimes we would want to do like a sewing project. So, and then for church, we kind of had these goals that we would set. Imagine like Girl Scouts, how they like get a merit badge or a patch. There were kind of goals that we would set through church to finish certain projects. And so for those reasons, in the summer, we would work on these sewing projects, and she would teach us to sew. So one year I made a skirt, and I remember picking out fabric at Joann's. Rest in peace, Joann's. I remember picking out fabric and a pattern, and she helped me sew a skirt for this kind of project. And then another time, she helped me sew just a traditional patchwork, squares quilt, and we tied that quilt. And we used all the scrap fabric that my grandma would save from her quilts, because she was like a serial quilter at this point. And so my grandma would save really brash, bold fabrics and just keep them, and then we would use them, and I used them in that quilt. So I have a really fun patchwork quilt that I made with my mom. To be fair, I don't remember specifically, but my mom probably did the lion's share of the work on that quilt. But those were the first sewing projects I ever remember doing. And I know I did more throughout high school. I kind of forget about them, and then they pop up in my memory. And like, I made an advent calendar one time, and little things like that. So I've been sewing for a long time, high school and things. I mean, that was like 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm getting older. But so I remember sewing those types of things. I didn't start seriously sewing as a quilter until I was married. I got married in 2010 and started dabbling a little bit in sewing like toys. I loved sewing stuffed toys. Like Heather Bailey, if you guys remember, she had some really cute, like a stuffed turtle and a stuffed elephant. So I would sew those things, because even as an adult, even now, I loved stuffed animals. I love stuffed animals. Isn't that dorky? It is, I know, but I love them. And I know, I told someone recently, like, you'll know that I've become a true hoarder and I'm not doing okay when I start having a room devoted solely to stuffed animals. Because I do really love them. But so far, we're not that bad. But I love sewing them, and I think they're a lot of fun. So anyway, I started sewing these. Then I had kids and started sewing quilts, and that turned into really diving headfirst into quilting, buying a long arm, and here we are. So that was my journey of sewing and quilting. So, okay. And then I got one last question, unless somebody wants to pop one in the comments. What is your least favorite part of quilting? And I guess maybe I shouldn't have ended on that one. That's kind of a bummer. I'll like make up a question I can answer after that. But my least favorite part of quilting is like squaring up. If I'm doing half square triangles or flying geese or things like that, I don't like trimming. It's very tedious, and I swear my squares are never square. So I find that very frustrating. But I do like cutting, actually. I love cutting into fresh fabric, starting a project, because you have all this like excitement for the project and you're excited to see where it goes. So it's not all cutting that I hate. I just don't like squaring up. And I won't say I hate it. It's a good time to like listen to a podcast or watch a movie or something like that. Okay, I'm gonna make up a question because I don't want to end on a bummer. What am I listening to? Like, I just finished a book. I'll tell you guys about this book I just finished. And I just started. So I have been on a kind of a murder mystery kick, like fiction murder mysteries. And I've been looking really hard for a good murder mystery with a good twist, like a twist ending. And because I've been reading a few of these and they just haven't been twisty, you know? I don't mean like twisted, like icky, eerie. I just mean like I need a good surprise ending. Because I've read surprise ending books before and they just are so fun. So I went to Reddit and kind of looked up what other people had suggested, and I ended up with this book that was, I don't remember the author's name, but it was The Night She Disappeared or something. And it was a good book. Like I enjoyed it, but I kept waiting for the twist ending because that was why I chose it, because people on Reddit were like, oh, if you love a twist ending, you got to read this one. And like I said, it was a good murder mystery book, but it was not twisty. You know, I needed a surprise. So anyway, I do recommend the book, but it was a little straightforward, you know. Let's see. Katie says, have you ever read Where Have the Children Gone by Mary Higgins Clark? I love that one. It has a sequel too. Okay. Well, see, this is why we need to crowdsource. I need a good twist ending. Okay. Thank you, Katie. Appreciate that. And then right now, today I just started a new book by Stu McLaren. He is my business mentor's mentor. So, and he's all about memberships and business. So I am excited to read that and how to improve my subscription boxes. So a lot of what I read is business books, but I love a good murder mystery. So yep, sending me your recommendations. All right, guys, I got all my papers folded. So if you noticed I stopped looking down, it's because I got everything done. So this was good. I got a lot done, and hopefully you guys got to know me a little bit better. Go ahead and throw in, if you're watching the replay, throw in some questions and I'll try to revisit those in the comments. But don't forget that if you want to get in on the Floral Frenzy box, make sure that you are joining today. This is not a subscription, and it's just a one-time box. So it's a big box, bigger than the Ginger Quilter Box monthly. Big box that's going to have a large size quilt. This one is 74 by 74 that we're doing on this one. And it's all exclusive fabrics, totally curated by me, printed only for this box. So I hope you guys won't miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll do some kind of sew along to finish our quilt together. And I always enjoy doing these with you. So go ahead and grab the Floral Frenzy box. I'll pop a link down in the comments for you guys. Thank you for tuning in today. I had a great time hanging out with you. And yeah, have a wonderful Wednesday. I'll talk to you guys soon.